Hello everyone, how are you getting on? Back in with silage again. It's been a very weird year. We're not usually feeding silage this much. Weather's been dry again and growth. It had come back up since our last dry spell. Growth really came up, but it got dry again. Growth shot straight back down. So we're pretty tight on grass. Plus we have a good bit out for silage and what was reseeded. Yeah, pretty strange year with going with silage nearly seems every few weeks. It's not normal usually. Once we get to April, there's no silage fed until October at least. We have plenty of good quality silage on hand, which is good right now. It is all last year's silage because we're feeding that silage now and we're not getting to make as much silage, good quality silage at the moment. There is the worry that we could run out in spring if we need it then. Hopefully we'll get a chance to make some more silage as well. Hopefully it'll be a good spring next year that we won't have to feed as much. Also, breeding season is finished. We finished on about 16th of July. Been a bit slow with the videos lately because I took a week off or so. Taking out the vasectomized bulls, we're not drafting cows anymore. We'll be scanning in a few weeks then to see who's not in calf, and the target will be less than 10% of the cows. This is our second quietest time of the year after late December, early January. Chance for people to take a bit of a break and get some other odd jobs done. This morning I'm just up in the yard by the house cleaning up a few of the weeds. They get a bit out of hand to keep them sprayed. But it was like that all down there that I got up yesterday. We just lost the cows going on the platform there now. We did milk recording a couple of weeks ago and identified some high cell count cows. So cell count is the Somatic Cell Count, basically a measure of white blood cells in the milk, and that gives an indication if there's a mastitis infection. These few had all high cell count and we CMT'd them, which is a paddle. I'll show you that, and identified which quarter. We have just treated them with antibiotics now, so they're being kept separate from the main herd because their milk is being dumped. We can't put that in the tank because obviously there's antibiotics in it. This is the paddle that we use for testing the cows. So we take the core sample into each, and when we add this liquid, if there's a mastitis infection, it'll cause the mixture to go very gooey, and that's how we identify which quarter. All these cows have been treated already, and we're just paddling those to see who still needs more treatment or who can stop their treatment. So I've got the milk and I pour out a little bit to make sure they're even. Then I add in some of the stuff and swirl it around. So this back left was the one that she was being treated, and you can see it's very gooey compared to the others. So add in more, it'll become more distinct. You can see really gooey. When we spray them, we put a little cross and dot the quarter so it's easy to know, and we know she'll get another tube. So first I'm going to purge the rest of the milk out of the parlour and disconnect it from the tank, and then we can put the cups on those last few cows. So all these ones here are all milked already, and the red ones are at the far side. What do you think, Leila? Kelly? After they get their last treatment, there's a 5-day withdrawal on the milk where we can't put it in the tank, just to make sure that there's no antibiotic residue left in the milk. So I'm just out here in some of the reseed. Now, this isn't the paddock that was reseeded in the video, in one of my earlier videos. That was another paddock. This one was reseeded about 2 weeks later. We were reseeding the first one, we were hoping for rain to come. It didn't really come at all, so there was a small bit. When we came to reseeding this ground, it was actually too dry to reseed, so we waited for rain. So it was about 2 weeks after. As a result, both fields are around similar growth stage. I think I'm going to go over and look at the other one now. Probably harder to see on camera what it is. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see me talking about this a little while ago. A lot of the grass you see here is actually old grass, so because it wasn't cultivated and because it was a while from when it was sprayed off until it was sown, and with dry weather and the new grass being slow to come, a lot of some old grass has come back. I'm hoping, and I would expect that the new grass, it will be much faster growing than the old grass, so when we do graze it off, the new grass should dominate. But the new grass is coming up between it. You know, you can see some of the new grass. All right, weeds are coming up as well, so it's probably time for them to be sprayed. Good lot of weeds there in this patch. This part here was a bit there was cows running across here to go across the road there, some other paddocks grazing, so it would have got a bit more traffic. You can see the new grass, you can see the lines clear as day here coming up, but there's a good cover. It's not ready for grazing yet. You can see here, if I pull the grass, it's actually pulling the root out as well. Now what you want to test to see if it's ready for grazing yet. I want to graze it while it's still fairly short to get it to tiller out and spread out a bit more. And as well, especially with this old grass in it, we want to get rid of that and help the new grass dominate. At the base of the root here is it's pink or red or purple or whatever you want to call it. So that's the new perennial ryegrass. The old grasses won't have that. With it being so dry, it badly needs rain. The dry is slowing it down big time, but hopefully, I think we're expecting some rain tonight. Today is a bit cooler, a bit cloudier. We're expecting, I think, 15 mil tonight, which is badly wanted. That would really help this on, and we could really do with this ground back in. This field is 1 kilometre from the farm, so the farm's off over that way. Currently walking down through one of the fields that goes up for silage. This was grazed since our last cut, and you can see it's quite stemmy. A lot of the grass has got very, shot out because of the water stress, lack of water. Like cropping this, it's going to be a while until our next cut of silage, but hopefully it won't be too long away. Okay, so now I'm in the big field. This is a field that the direct drilling video was taken in. Tell if this field is better or worse than the last one. Obviously sown 2 weeks before. I think it's much the same. The old grass is just more patchy, so there's less old grass, so in that way it might be better. you can see the grass coming up all right. Again, it's just in bad need of some rain, really. If we had been getting the rain like a more normal year, it would probably be a very different picture we'd be looking at. So to conclude, they're ready for spraying for weeds, but the grass is kind of behind with the dry weather, so rain should help a lot. There is rain coming, so hopefully there'll be lots of it and get this grass growing. And we'll see how it goes with the old grass after coming back a bit. We'll see how that lasts. It probably won't die out completely, but as long as the new grass dominates and is the majority of the sward, I'll be happy enough. They have germinated well. I think the stitching has worked out well. It certainly has saved a lot of time on picking stones, because I know if we were to till up these fields, even though we would just till the top 1 or 2 inches, we'd still get a lot of stones turned up, or we would get some stones turned up. And I spent most of the day picking stones in other fields that we reseeded at the end of last year. It's not fun. That's going to be all for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.